Western Oval, where we're just waiting now on the commencement of this third and vital quarter here for the reserve grade Geelong District Football League 1990 Grand Final, as we see that the Amateurs boys enjoying a 16-point advantage here into this third term, and this is the vital term with Werribee Central's kicking with a reasonably strong breeze. Barry Walker.
Yes, the umpire holds the ball aloft to start the third quarter here this afternoon. Got Big Bent and Cunningham in the ruck for their respective sides. Bent gets a tap down. Werribee Central's coming through strongly there, but couldn't control the ball. Bent tries to handball it out. A quick kick forward for Werribee Central's there by Simon Smith. Out towards the wing. Picked up out there and driven forward for Amateurs by Wayne Kirby. Out to the half-forward flank. A handball wide to a teammate there running through. Kicks it down towards the forward pocket. The bouncing ball eludes the players there. Swooping on it, though, is Amateurs, but strong defence there by Werribee. Sees the ball across the line and will have a throw-in.
Yeah, the fullback in Tommy Chamberlain, they're doing some good work for the Central side as with the ball now squeezed out of bounds, some 20 metres from the amateur goal. We've got the big fella Cunningham doing battle on that occasion with Dion Beattie. The ball spills to where players going in pretty strongly at the teeth of goal there, and I think you'll find that the umpire is going to penalise Peter Klingon for holding the ball, and the Central's boys repel another attack. Takes the ball out to the outer side of the ground. Pack of players fly. Sitting down was Kirby. That was good football, but his kick a poor one. Drops short where Condi now traps it. Ducks and weaves. Feeds back to Kirby, who thumps the ball forward, but it's all Werribee Centrals. As we've seen now that clearing the ball there was Callaghan. Callahan now kicks the ball out to the outer side again, but the big arms of Mark Bent in the way for the Geelong Amateurs side.
Right, Bent over there on the far side of the ground, centre wing. Kicks the ball forward, down over the 50-metre line. Up high, Amateurs couldn't take the mark. Werribee Central over the back. Scrambling kick out towards centre half back, and a nice mark taken there for them by David Jago. Jago now straight down the centre. The ball floats across towards the wing, up high. Werribee Central's tap it down. It's picked up here and sharked. A quick handball, nice handball along the ground there. Sees a kick forward for them by Buchanan, and another snap over the shoulder here by the small bouncers, and it bounces.
Well, he's got a favourable bounce too. Was Brad Miller kicks his second. Great goal, Barry Walker, from Brad Miller's boot. Yes. Under pressure, and well, the ball was very kind for him.
Yes, and that came up at the 2-minute mark of the third quarter, brought to you by Guest Video Productions, where we see Geelong Amateurs on 6 goals, 7-43, leading Werribee Central's 5 goals, 3-33.
Well, that's just what the Werribee Central's coach would have been looking for in Mickey Foster, who is back on the ground after being reprimanded and sent to the penalty area in that second and fiery quarter.
Right, the ball back in the centre with the central umpire now. Big Cunningham in there for Werribee Central's. Bent for Geelong Amateurs. The bounce of the ball, a good bounce. Up they go. Neither player get the tap out. Thumped forward by Werribee. A quick kick down forward by Jago. Sees the bouncing ball down. Nicely trapped there for Amateurs by McClure. He kicks the ball out to the far side of the ground. Out there for Amateurs is Gillies. He can't control the ball. Werribee Central's in there being held without the ball, and the free kick taken out there on the far wing.
Yeah, good desperate football on that occasion by this youngster, and his well-deserved possession here on the outer side centre wing position of Western Oval, driving the Werribee Central's boys into attack. It's a nice looking kick too. I think you'll find that was off the boot of Callahan. Goes up to half forward. Pack of players fly, but the ball are forced over the line at 50 metres from the Werribee Central goal. We've been travelling 3.5 minutes of this third quarter. Proudly brought to you by Guest Video Productions.
Right, the boundary throw-in sees it come over the back of the pack. Werribee Central's tried to pick this up. It comes out where Geelong Amateurs in defence, going through nicely. Werribee Central's, and a flying shot for goal, and it brings up another 6-pointer. Did you pick up who that was, Ron?
I think you'll find it's the little rover, I think, in Michael Field, I would suggest, but let's just pick him up. They're going back to the centre, pretty happy with himself too. Yes,
28.
No, it was David Dowling, kicks his second. Great football from the little rover.
In the centre there, 28, is it?
That's him, number 28. Great football from David Dowling, and showed a lot of zest, and finished it off with a nice goal. Well, we see now that the Werribee Central's boys move on to 6-3-39. Only 4 points in it here at the Western Oval Reserve Grade Grand Final.
The bounce of the ball sees Bent get the tap down. Scrambly play though, and the umpire move in and ball it up again. Right, the bounce of the ball in the centre, up they go. Bent comes through, Cunningham gets a tap down, kicked off the ground there for amateurs and kicked forward for them by Kirby. Down towards the half-forward line, picked up down there and a handball to no one. Desperate defence by Werribee Central. Sees the ball come out here to the centre wing. Oh, he took his eyes off the ball there to Werribee Central's play, but he's good enough to get back onto it. And that's Field. Kicks the ball down towards centre half forward. And a nice judgment of the mark there taken for Werribee Central's. About 45 metres out from goal, 45-degree angle. And it has been taken for them by number 18, and that is David Buchanan.
Ominous signs, early stages of this third quarter for the Geelong amateur camp, because Werribee Central's looking like a very well-oiled machine. As Buchanan from 30 metres, the drop punt, I think you'll find he's just hooked it slightly. Yes, and is offline for another minor score. On the guest video production scoreboard, we see that Werribee Central 6-4-40, trailing Geelong Amateurs 6-7-43.
Right, Amateurs now with a short pass out into the back pocket to an unattended teammate out there, and the mark has been taken for them by JB. He kicks around towards the 50-metre mark and picks out an opponent out there, as we see interchange being made. Going on the ground for Amateurs is Mick Malakalis, and coming off is McClure. Right, the ball in the centre of the ground. Amateurs with it, kick it out here towards the half-forward line. Up high there and taking a nice mark for the Amateurs side is Mark Rogers. Rogers now plays on quickly, kicks it back towards centre half forward, a screw kick, big Cunningham underneath it for the Werribee Central side, and he's been paid the mark. Doing quite well for Werribee here this afternoon, the big fella. Riding handballs through Morley, who come down from the back pocket. He's up and under, kick comes out here to the centre wing. Bouncing ball beats the players across the line, and we'll have a throw in.
Well, Amateurs boys just got to work a little bit harder now, because well, we've only been going 6.5 minutes of this third quarter, and they've kicked 2 quick goals, the Werribee boys. As we see, could have been a free kick there for mine to Michael Field, not forthcoming. As we see that Westwood now breaks clear and goes long, but there's nobody home except the big arms of Brendan Wallace. Directs traffic now to the outer wing position, looking up there for his teammate in Simon Smith. The ball well knocked away from him, but standing his ground was Pat Curtin. Yeah, good skills by the centreman. Kicks the ball long, but unfortunately the Amateurs defence working well, and a great
run taken 50 metres and they've missed it. There's 50 metres there and they missed it.
Well, Houlihan now with the footy, brings the ball back to the members' wing, looking there for big Mark Bent in front. Couldn't take the ball, but he's been infringed with, and the big ruckman will take the free kick on centre wing here, members' side of Western Oval.
Right, he's short kick down towards the half-forward flank, and a nice mark taken down there for Amateurs by Tony Slack. Now Slack comes in, kicks the ball down over the 50-metre line. Players set themselves down there, and a nice mark taken for Werribee in defence by Peter Davis. Davis now kicks the ball down towards the centre wing. Up they fly over the back of the pack. Amateurs couldn't take it. Tap forward here, picked up by Curtin. He runs into trouble, and he's caught with the ball, and the free kick goes to Amateurs, and it will be taken by Kirby. Kirby now kicks the ball down towards the pocket. Players down there setting themselves. No one could take the mark, and the ball beats them across the line, and we'll have a throw-in about 35 metres round from the Amateur goal.
David Lunandali there was in front and did all the right things, but just couldn't hang on to the football for the Geelong Amateurs side.
Right, the throw-in now. Cunningham taps it out for Werribee Centrals, but they can't take advantage once it hits the ground, and we'll have another ball up. Looks like Werribee Centrals have got a few players down on the ball, because Amateurs backmen are loose up here. Change being made for Amateurs. Going onto the ground is number 61, David Super. Coming off the Amateur side is...
Well, it looks like number 39 there, Barry. Yep, David Lunandali that dropped that last mark is being scolded for his error. As Werribee Centrals now go out of defence and find their teammate there in Simon Smith, who had the ball well knocked away from him, but he butters up well, goes back into the corridor, and players going in pretty strongly for the leather. The ball spills forward now, where we see the bouncing ball go to where breaking through was Greg Hart. And he collected 1-2 there from his opponent in Rick Stasic, but the umpire in Mark Osmond has called for a bounce. centre wing here, members side of the Western Oval here this afternoon.
Right, the bounce of the ball, not a very good one. Favours the amateur side. They tap it down. Coming through there is a Werribee players sharking that. It's amateurs diving on the ball here, and the umpire will move in and ball it up.
Well, picking himself off the turf, Rick Stazic. Okay, the bounce of the ball, we see that they're trapping it sweetly there again, was good football from Miller. Goes up, but I think you'll find in front, and will be awarded the free kick there is the defence of Malakalis. Malakalis now goes short. They're looking for Bent, who's been infringed with again. The tall timber, and we'll see that Mark Bent will take the free kick at half back for the Geelong amateur side. Bent now takes the ball back into the centre of the ground. Pack of players fly, but good football here from Werribee Centrals. Patton feeds off the loping hand pass. He's got running support from Wilson. Goes to the half-forward line, but in front, knocking the ball away. That was good football there from Buchanan. As we see now that the ball butted up, and I think you'll find has gone over the line. Some 45 metres from the Werribee Central goal. We've been travelling 11 minutes of this third quarter, and we see that Geelong Amateurs enjoying a 3-point advantage. Bent again doing a lot of good work out of the ruck, and gets the ball forward for his side, and again the boundary line has beaten all players for another throw-in.
Yeah, I'll just tell him.
Bent sharks it again out of the ruck. Good football, slaps it onto his boot, and the ball though drops short, and Joel Wilson takes a nice grab. Wilson now, centre wing. Brings the ball back to the corridor, looking there for his teammate. Oh, what a
nice
great grab. Great grab from Miller, doing a real good job for his side. Spears the ball down up there looking for his teammate who flies. There was Simon Smith. Got good support though from his teammate in Dowling. Gets around, shoots at goal, to the teeth of goal, but there's all amateurs at home, and they'll come out of defence rather comfortably here and go to half back looking for Condi in front. Couldn't take the football. Patton's there also,
right.
And good football there from Paddy Curtin. Has worked very hard. He got support too from his teammate in Rick Field. His hand pass.
Oh, nice.
He somehow got through the tackle. Great football there from that player in Rick Field. Great courageous stuff. Sets it up for Simon Smith, who nonchalantly just pops it right through the centre here at Western Oval and kicks his first. And Werribee Central's 7th.
Right, and we've been going 12 and a half minutes into this, the third quarter, where we see Werribee Centrals now 7 goals, 4-46, leading amateurs who are on 6 goals, 7-43. Right, the bounce of the ball in the centre, up they go. Amateurs get the tap out, but it's sharked here by Werribee Centrals. Quick handball out to a teammate there, puts him under pressure. He flips the ball out wide. A chip kick back in where Curtin's underneath it, and he takes a mark for Werribee Centrals in the centre of the ground. He plays on quickly now, looking for a teammate out on the half-forward flank, and he doesn't let him down, and this is Buchanan. Buchanan now comes in, drives the ball down towards the centre, and out comes Werribee Centrals, takes a diving mark about 35 metres out from goal, and it is Wilson.
Joel Wilson, yes, who was sent off in that second quarter, and is giving them a good focal point up forward, the big fellow. Creates a lot of space by good leading, and an opportunity here from 30 metres directly in front. The drop hunt, though, it's a bit of a scrubber, and there's a well offline and through front of the minor.
Yes, bad attempt there, I think, Ron. A goal would have been handy. So Werribee Centrals now go to 7 goals, 5-47. Geelong Amateurs 6 goals, 7-43. We've been travelling just on 14 minutes into this, the third quarter. Amateurs bring the ball back in. Oh, well done. A shocking kick in there by the full-back, and the man on the mark has run back 2 or 3 paces, put one hand up, and the ball is stuck. And this is Joel Wilson. I wonder whether he's learned anything.
Well, he's got a bit of an awkward kicking style. That's the problem. This time looks a little bit more penetrating. Yes, a little bit more purpose in that disposal, and he splits the woodwork here. There's Joel Wilson. Kicks his first, and badly needed 8th goal for the Werribee side, and this snuck away now to a 9-point lead, Barry Walker.
I suppose you can't complain. He's got 1-1 out of 2 shots for goal without anyone having a kick. Right, and the score now goes Geelong Amateurs 8 goals 5-47. Where
it's 10 points actually.
Werribee Central's 8-5-53. Geelong Amateurs 6-7-43, and that's brought to you by Guest Video Production. As we see going off the ground for the Amateurs side is Rick Starzek. And coming on was, I think, number 9, was it? Chris Yeh. Yep. Right, the bounce of the ball in the centre. Amateurs in there. Kicked off the ground by Werribee Centrals. Handball out. Coming through. Amateurs strong there. Kicked the ball forward. They kicked off the ground. Werribee Centrals coming through. And a nice play there by Michael Field. Sees the ball come down to the half-forward line. Good play here by Amateurs defence. Kicked the ball out wide, where we see a mark taken for Amateurs by John Ryan. Ryan plays on quickly. Kicks it down towards centre half-forward. And the big fella in front on the 5th. No, play on the umpire.
Touched off the boot, mate.
Kicked off the ground here by the Werribee Central side, and the big fella in Cunningham lets it roll across the line, and we'll have a throw in.
Yes, umpire Phil Dower signifying to Mark Rogers there that took that mark. It was touched off the boot.
Right, the boundary line throwing. Cunningham in there. He thumps the ball forward. Picked up for Werribee Centrals here and by Dowling. He's going nowhere. A pack of players converge, and the umpire will move in and ball it up. Down in the goal square, the jostling between David and Goliath. Big Bent and little Morley. The bounce of the ball, up they go. Amateurs get it. A quick kick forward down there by Amateurs. Bent's in the race for the ball here. Morley hot on his tail. Bundles bent across the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in.
Yeah, some good close checking there by the little back pocket player. And he's really frustrating the big fellow too.
Right, the boundary line throwing. Cunningham in front. He grabs the ball out of ruck. Good play here by Cunningham. Kicks the ball around, but it's all Amateurs out here on the 50-metre line. Good tap on there by Ryan. Sees the handball go down to a teammate further down the ground. A handball over the top. Thump forward again. Here, Werribee Central with a short kick to a teammate down the ground. He plays on. Kicks it across ground. Gives the players a run for the ball here in Buchanan. He's having trouble picking it up. He grabs it now. It's knocked out of his hands. Good support from a teammate there. Handball forward. Running onto the ball here for is Brad Miller. Kicks the ball down towards the pocket, and 1 point is the result.
Well, good forward thrust there by the Werribee Central's boys, but unfortunately offline at the crucial stages, and another minor.
They go to 8 goals 6-54. Geelong Amateurs on 6-7-43, and that's brought to you by Guest Video Production at the 17-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Waiting for the goal umpire up the other end. He was asleep. You stand in the middle there, you're asleep. Right now, Amateurs with the ball. This is a better kick in. He's gone for distance here over the 50-metre line. Tapped down by the Werribee defence. Close to the boundary line and over, and we'll have a throw in.
Well, the ball's on the Werribee Central side, half forward flank, and well, they've been doing all the attacking in this 3rd term with the breeze. Over the top, good football from Cunningham, thumps it forward, and there's an opportunity here for young Rick Field, pops it onto his left foot, and I think you'll find it's gone down the ground. And that was a little bit of undisciplined football there by Peter Klingon. I think you'll find has given that penalty down the ground. And this could be an expensive mistake, because we see that the big fellow now in Joel Wilson, an opportunity, pretty tight angle, but he's only, 15 metres from goal. Baz, what's his chances?
Well, the way he was kicking before, I like him.
It's wobbled. It's a shocking looking kick, but it's floated straight through the middle from the big fellow. And Joel Wilson kicks his second, and Werribee Central's 9.
Right, and the interchange being made here by the amateur side. Going onto the ground is number 51. Who I haven't got listed, and coming off is number 47, and that is Stuart White.
Could be young Muscat. He was an emergency that was not listed in the program I picked up on Friday.
Right, that goal takes Werribee Central's now to 9 goals 660. Geelong Amateurs 6 goals 743, and that's on the Guest Video Production scoreboard at the 19-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Right, the bounce of the ball in the centre, up they go. Thump forward by Amateurs, but Werribee Central's coming off the half-back line. Quick kick off the ground, sees it go down, through the legs of that player out there for the Centrals in Hart. Handball sees Amateurs come out of defence, kick it down towards their half-forward line. Setting themselves down there, over the back of the pack it goes, where Centrals through field. Chipped the ball down towards the centre of the ground. Over the back of the pack it comes. Amateurs grabbed the ball. Quick handball player brought to the ground. He gets a scrambling handball out. Kicked off the ground here by Werribee Central's out wide. Racing for the ball here is Curtin. Gets around one player. Has one bounce. Goes back inboard. Handballs to a teammate there in field. Field goes across ground. Picks out a teammate here who chips the ball down towards the goal square. Players fly down there. Picked up here by Wilson. Handballs backwards. A quick kick off the ground. And I think he stopped it.
Yes, Greg Hart, I would suggest, has popped it through on that left foot. Great goal off the boot of Greg Hart. He's second and Werribee Central's 10th, and they're on fire, Barry Walker.
Amateurs have stopped to a walk in this quarter, even though Werribee have got the wind. Amateurs' desperation, like they were in the first half, is lacking a little bit at the moment. At the 20-minute mark of the third quarter, we have Werribee Central's on 10 goals, 666. Amateurs on 4 goals, 6 goals, 743, and that's brought to you by Guest Video Production, where we see that Werribee Central's they've kicked 6 goals, 3-0 this quarter.
That's correct. As we're back to the centre of the ground, and Curtin again with the football, but Kirby comes in sweetly, slaps the ball onto his left foot, but there's nobody home except the arms of Craig Darlow. Drives Werribee Central's now down the corridor. In front there was young Field. Flies. Didn't
nice
take the
play,
football,
Field.
but he's doing a very good job. Giving him a bit of life across half forward as young Robert Field. As the ball now spills, I should say, Rick, as it comes back to where the ball back in the corridor again for the Centrals boys. Quick kick there under pressure was Dowling. Again, the defence of the Amateurs boys through Simon Farrell goes short, but I think you'll find it's gone over and we'll have a throw in. 50 metres from goal. Werribee Central's attacking zone, and as Barry Walker's just said, 21 minutes gone.
Right, the throw-in sees the Werribee Central's trying to get this ball out. A pack develops and the umpire will move in and ball it up. Yes, we've been going just on 21.5 minutes into this, the third quarter, brought to you by Guest Video Productions.
Will be interesting to see how the Amateurs boys rally now in the last quarter with this breeze. Psychologically, they're a little bit flat.
Right, the bounce of the ball, up they go. Centrals get the tap down, but it's roved here well by Amateurs. A handball out to a teammate here in Ryan. His pressure put on Ryan. He handballs back into a running teammate there who kicks the ball down towards the centre half forward position. Coming off the back line, overrunning the ball was the Werribee Central's players. Super goes through, but he's beaten here by Big Cunningham. He dodges and weaving, caught with the ball.
Yeah, great tackle by the big fellow, Super, because he made the first mistake, but recovered well and put some good pressure on his opponent and is rewarded with the free kick.
Yes.
It was a super tackle.
Yes, Big Cunningham, he tried to dodge around a couple of players, but his big spindly legs gave from underneath him and he was caught with the ball. Right, Super comes in now. Nice kick off the boot, but the wing grabs it and floats it across. Oh, it's through. Oh, gee, I thought Bent might have marked it there for a second. So that's Amateurs' first score here in the third quarter. They go to 6-8-44, trailing Werribee Central's on 10 goals, 666, and that is at the 22.5 minute mark of the third quarter. Right, Centrals now kick the ball out towards the 50-metre line and half-back flank. Over the back of the pack he goes there, roved it well. Thumped the ball down towards the half-forward line. Buchanan leading out there and takes a nice chest mark. Dumped after he kicked the ball, I felt, but no penalty paid. Buchanan now plays on quickly, kicks it down towards the pocket. The bouncing ball going close towards the line, and Amateurs run it across and we'll have a throw-in.
Robert Keane on that occasion in front of Joel Wilson. And good defensive football will see a throw in some 35 metres from the Werribee Central goal. The big fellows do the battle, but in front there was, for the Amateurs side, was young Beattie, but couldn't trap the football. He's got support though there from his teammate in Farrell, but a quick shot at goal, and I think you'll find that he's just offline.
Buchanan.
Yeah, a bit of pressure. It's his second point from Mr. Buchanan.
Right, takes Werribee now to 10-7-67. Geelong Amateurs 6-8-44 on the Guest Video Production scoreboard. Right, waiting now. Amateurs bring the ball in from fullback, favour the far side of the ground. The wind holds it up in the air, up high on. Nice mark there to Amateurs, and that's been taken for them by number 38. Is it out there?
Yeah, Beattie. That's him.
Beattie now scrubs the kick down towards the centre. It floats into the arms of a teammate there, just near the wing. Right, he kicks the ball towards the centre of ground. Players set themselves in front. Werribee Central spoil each other. Over the back it goes to Super. Super kicks the ball wide out towards the half-forward line. Picked up out there for Amateurs. Handball backwards to a teammate. It goes through his hands, but they've got the numbers out there, Amateurs. Oh, nice smother there by the Werribee Central's player in Jago, and the ball was across the line, and we'll have a throw-in at the 24.5-minute mark of the third quarter.
Yes, a little bit of good fortune, I think you'll find there, because there was a couple of occasions for the Amateurs boys to go forward, and well, David Jagos rose to the occasion and spoiled a very good opportunity for the Amateurs boys. As we see them going to attack now, goes to half forward. The bouncing ball favours the Werribee Central's players. The defenders are in front too at the present time, and not giving the Amateur boys much of a chance as Curtin now quickly slaps the ball onto his foot, looking there for young Simon Smith, but chipping in, taking a great mark there for the Amateurs side is number 41, and is not listed, but we'll call him...
That's JB, isn't it? The one you...
Oh, that's right, me old mate, JB. I'm sorry, JB. Goes down there looking for the big fellow with Mark Bent. Trips at the crucial time.
Play.
Condi over to young Klingon on the left foot. Shoots it, goal. But is offline. A real opportunity. Gone begging there. Off the boot of Peter Klingon.
Yes, he had a bit of time up his sleeve, but he rushed it. But Werribee Central's now 10-7-67, Geelong Amateurs 6-9-45. As the fullback for Central's kicks the ball in, and Brendan Wallace, a lovely kick down the centre of the ground, thumped from by the Amateurs. Coming through is Werribee Central's handball. Curtin runs onto the ball. Oh, nice play by Curtin. Good blind turn. Kicks the ball down towards the forward line. Over the back of the pack it goes. Off the ground here. It's good defensive play by Amateurs though, and that was through number 45, and Robert Keane rushes the ball through for one.
He got some pace for a big fellow too there, because he was caught completely out of position, and well, managed to stop Mr. Buchanan from running into an open goal.
Righty, the ball brought back in now, out to the 50-metre line, tapped away by the Amateurs here, goes close to the boundary line, over and out, and we'll have a throw in.
Well, we've been travelling 26.5 minutes of this third and vital quarter, where the Werribee Central's boys have snuck away to a 23-point lead.
Right, the boundary line thrown in. Cunningham and Bent. Bent taps it down. But it's here. Curtin gets it for Werribee Central's. The ball spills to the ground. Desperate play here. Going through nicely here for the Werribee Central side. Oh, he'll kick himself. And that was Greg Hart. He had a golden opportunity to bring up a 6-pointer, but offline, and 1 point is the result.
Yeah, didn't quite steady enough on that occasion, did young Greg Hart. And we see now that the big fellow in Keane goes to the outer side of the ground looking for Ryan. He can't take the football because he's got a bit of support there from his teammate, who was well tackled, and I think you'll find the ball spilled over the line, and we'll see another throw in some 40 metres from the Werribee Central goal.
At the 27.5-minute mark of this, the third quarter.
Okay, pack of players fly. We see that quick kick there out of that pack situation goes up to half back for the Amateur side. But again, Cunningham feeds off the Werribee Central side on that occasion with poor disposal. As the siren does sound to terminate the third quarter here. Where, well, Barry, a very good quarter for the Werribee Central side. They've kicked 6 goals, 6 that term, against the Geelong Amateurs only managing 2 points, and well, it's going to be a real good test for the Amateurs boys now to see if they can come back.
Yes, Ron, very desperate play there by Werribee Central in that third quarter, and they deserve their lead at three-quarter time. This is the grand final of Division 2 reserve grade grand final, and we've got quite a good crowd here as the camera shot from Noel Fanning spans across the ground there and around the boundary line, and the crowd is really building up at the moment for this great game of ours here at the Western Oval today.
Yes, the greatest game in the world, Australian rules football here at the Western Oval for the reserves grade Division 1 Geelong and District Football League grand final, where we see at three-quarter time Werribee Central's 24 points in front of the Geelong Amateurs side. We'll be back shortly to see if the Amateurs boys can make amends.